Another season of high school football here on Adams Community Television. We are at Shepherd Myers Field in Hanover, where the Blue Raiders of Middletown come in here against the homestanding Nighthawks of Hanover. A perfect night for football. Temperature in the 70s, a slight wind at game time, but it's just going to be ideal conditions. Thanks for joining us here. The founder of ACT, I might add, Raymond Gauker, from whose fertile imagination this was all made possible, and we're here in our 7th year of coverage of high school football. Next week we'll be at Southwestern as they host Mannheim Central, but tonight Middletown and Hanover, right?
Going to be a great game tonight. Beautiful evening for football, and I hope you all enjoy this season with Jeff and all the games you'll see this year.
Paul Plank behind camera providing the lens work, and Todd Chronister on stats tonight to help bring you a complete statistical analysis as the action unfolds. Both teams a little thin on their rosters. I count 29 players in uniform for Hanover, 34 for Middletown. Fortunately, it's a great night to go both ways because low temperature, low humidity.
Yeah, back there when we played football this evening here, we'd open up with Hanover. It'd be one of the hottest evenings we'd ever have. And this evening was a great day to get out here, buckling up and smacking faces.
Of course, since you weren't wearing a helmet, I guess it was a little cooler.
Yeah, but you could see it helped.
Yeah, actually Raymond did wear a helmet when he played, and we're all thankful for that. But anyway, we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a minute, so stay tuned. We are Adams Community Television. I'm Jeff Cook. I'll be providing the play-by-play. Raymond Gauker with cogent commentary throughout.
Stay with us now.
Hey, R.H. R.H., you're down there. Take 20. Coach doesn't want me to report it. I'm not. We're just moments away from kickoff. The captains will be heading out to the midfield area for the toss. Middletown will be led by its quarterback, Victor Monroy. The halfbacks are Nick and Steph Shortanoff. For Hanover, it'll be Andrew Betleon at the quarterback controls. As we mentioned, a perfect night for football. The Blue Raiders of Middletown and the homestanding Nighthawks of Hanover. Co-captains for Hanover are Chad Wagaman and Justin Neller, all 6'4", 305 pounds of him. And for Middletown, it is Steve Gussler, George Perry, and Nick Chartanoff, the tri-captains. Now, have they deferred? Was that the decision there, Raymond?
They deferred, so Hanover will get the ball.
So Middletown wants to set the tone early on defense. They will get the ball, or they will get their choice. Presumably they will receive in the second half. They won the toss. They'll defend the goal to our left. Middletown in the white uniforms. Hanover in their home colors, the black and orange.
Hanover will receive. Middletown will be kicking the ball.
The Pigeon Hills in the distance. It's a beautiful setting for football. Deep to receive are Mitch Aki, along with Jeremy Killen. Jeff Cook along with Ray Gauker, Paul Plank on camera, and Todd Chronister on stats. Teeing up the football for Middletown is number 66. We're about ready to get underway here. This always happens. 66 is not listed in my program. So here it is. Luke Songer to kick it away. And the kick will be taken by Killen at the 10. Straight ahead, finds a seam. He's got some running room. Finally upended at the 30-yard line.
It's going to be a physical game tonight, Jeff. There was some smacking going on there. I think I've seen at least 2 guys knocked on the rear.
Brian Sullivan on the tackle. So let's set the lineups for Hanover. The quarterback is Andrew Betleon. The offensive backs are Mitch Aki, Jeremy Killen. The tight end is Adam McLean. Betleon, there's a flag on the play. Betleon incomplete. The pass intended for Mike Dubs. So let's see what the flag is all about. We'll set the rest of that offense for you. The center is Justin Neller. The rest of the offensive line includes Jeremy Keller, Chad Wagaman, Carl Knoll, and Michael Smith. The split end is Nick Brossman. Let's check out the call. So it's going to be 1st and 20. A holding call against the offensive line.
Seems like Middletown is sporting a 4-4 defense there, Jeff.
That is their basic defensive alignment. We'll set the defense for you after this play. Betleon, straight drop, out in the flat he goes. Complete, but they lost yardage. Nice stop over there by George Perry, the highly touted middle linebacker. They lost a yard on that. So it's a completion by Betleon to Adam Shepler for a loss of 2. And it's 2nd down and 22.
Bring up 2nd and 22 for the night off.
Definitely a passing offense.
Again, he's got a man. It's Brossman. He stood up by Tim Gutshaw, but Brossman got about 8 yards. We'll see where they spot it. Call it a 9-yard pickup. So it's 3rd down and 13.
Brought down by Phillips. Bring up 3rd and 13 for the night off.
Dubs checks out. Coach Connor shuttling some players to get some calls into the lineup.
Looks like a 5.
Too much time. Aki went in motion, and looks like delay of game will be called. So Hanover with a shaky start. Coach Connor talked about avoiding mistakes, and already they've had 2 penalties for 15 yards, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 18.
Going against a team as good as Middletown, they cannot afford to keep these mistakes going down.
3rd and 18, just underway. Aki in motion to the near side. Betleon didn't see the receiver, didn't even look for the ball. And it's picked off, intercepted by Brian Sullivan. And Middletown will have a 1st and 10 at the Middletown, or at the Hanover 27-yard line. Brossman didn't even look for the ball. Looked like it was well thrown by Betleon.
It looked like the timing was off, very sloppy.
We didn't even get a chance to fully set the Middletown defense, but we'll do so.
We have motion, Jeff.
That's Tim Ebersole in motion to the far side. They go straight up the middle for a couple of yards. Steph Chartanoff got the carry, and it looked like Aki was in on the stop for Hanover. Call it a 2-yard gain for Steph Chartanoff. 2nd and 8.
The ball being placed this close to the end zone, this will be a great test for Nighthawks defense, Jeff.
2nd and 8.
Now it's Chartanoff blocking for his brother. That's Nick Chartanoff. Got a couple. Adam Shepler in on the stop for Hanover. along with the huge one, Justin Neller.
Again, the ball carrier for the Raiders.
This will be a big play for Nighthawks if they could hold him here in the third down, Jeff.
So Nick Chartanoff picked up 2 yards. It's a 3rd and 6.
Bring up 3rd and 7. Ball spotted running right off 22-yard line.
Monroy calling out the signals. Sullivan is split to the near side. This is what's called a West Coast wing tee for Middletown, and Coach Connor is one of the gurus of the wing tee. He wasn't sure what was West Coast about it, but maybe we'll learn through the course of the contest. Monroy steps into the pocket and fires deep to the end zone. A touchdown! Tim Eversole in the corner of the end zone. Plenty of air under that ball. A 24-yard scoring strike from Monroy to Eversole, and Middletown draws first blood at 8:43 of the first quarter.
Well executed play.
Monroy will hold.
Penalty flag on the point after attempt. So Eversole ran the corner pattern, and ball was well thrown by Monroy.
The ball offside by the offense.
This time the kick is up and good from 5 yards further out. Point after. Successful by Steve Selker.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our lucky program prizes are back. Our sponsors this year are Non-Lost Jelly Lottery with a gift certificate, DC Little Sales and Marketing with Snack Pack, Roaring Springs Bottling Company with bottled water, Sears with Time Out, Face, Hand, and Body Lotion, and of course, First Dominican Company, a can of chips.
So Hanover has yet to attempt a rushing effort. They've been through the air on all plays, and the penalties really caused that situation. I'm sure Coach Connor is a little disappointed to get 2 penalties on the opening drive. He talked about having to avoid those types of calamities.
We'll see if Nighthawks can regroup and establish any type of offense this time, Jeff. They need to get some momentum going.
Let's see how they respond to adversity. So Monroy is 1 for 1 for 24 yards and a touchdown. Not a bad QB rating early on.
Songer will take off for the Blue Raiders.
Luke Songer to boot it away. Killen is deep at the 7.
Killen boots for the night off.
And we still haven't been able to introduce all the offense and defense for both teams, but we'll get to it. Killen this time. Big hole. Finally knocked down at about the 37. So Jeremy Killen with about a 30-yard return. Let's set that defense for Middletown. The defensive ends are Brandon Cole and Glenn Schaefer, Steve Gussler and Todd Kennedy, the tackles. Outside backers Andy Achenbach and Keith McMickens. Inside linebackers the highly touted George Perry and Steph Chartanoff. Corners are Brian Sullivan, who made that interception, and Nick Chartanoff, and Tim Gutshaw is the safety. Slot to the far side, Aki in motion, and it's Aki on the carry. Excellent penetration by Keith McMickens, who dropped Aki for what looks like about a 5-yard loss. Call it a loss of 5, it'll be 2nd and 15.
That time they had 6 men up in the line, Jeff, and they just contained on the outside, and they did a very good job of it.
Scheffler in, Dubs out. Raymond Gauker providing the cogent analysis. Yours truly on play-by-play. Monday, 7 to 9, local sports in your living room. The perfect prelude to Al, Frank, and Dan. Misdirection, and now it's Bedley on. Intended for Shepler, almost picked off by McMickens. So it'll be 3rd and 15. Dubs in with a play. We are Adams Community Television, Channel 25 on your GS dial. And now the Nighthawks better hurry. These are just the types of mistakes that Coach Connor wanted to avoid on opening night. Again, 6 men on the line as the outside backers are up. Bedlion incomplete. Nick Chartanoff almost picked that one off, intended for Brosman. And now Hanover will have to punt it away.
Seemed like the man was open. It just took a little bit longer for the ball to get there, and it was a little thrown.
7:47 to go in the first quarter. Hanover yet to get a first down.
Lining up for the punt.
Mark Phillips, the backup quarterback, will punt it away. Low snap, but he handled it. Fair catch by Andy Achenbach. So the Blue Raiders will start from their own 42.
We have to have the defense stop them here in this series so that they can maintain field position.
28-yard punt for Phillips.
Ball spotted on the 42-yard line. Raiders down 1st and 10.
The pitch to Nick Chartanoff. Brosman spills him in the open field, but Nick Chartanoff got about 5 or 6 yards. We'll have to see where they spot it. Call it a 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Too much yardage, Jeff. They have to come up and contain that outside.
Let's set the Hanover defense. A lot of the same players, a lot of two-way performers here. Andrew Dowles is at the defensive end. Adam McLean at the other end. We'll set the interior men after this play. 2nd and 4. Ebersol in motion. Play action fake. And now it looks like Monroy's going to run. He's got lots of running room. Finally out of bounds at about the 32. A 20-yard gain for Monroy and a first down for the Blue Raiders of Middletown.
It appeared that there was a real good rush from the defense. However, on this side, there was no containment, and it just left the door wide open for the quarterback to take it and get the yardage, Jeff.
Coach Connor in the pregame analysis talked about containing the corners, and we saw the Blue Raiders get outside left, outside right for huge gains. 1st and 10 at the Hanover 33. And now Monroy burns a timeout with 6:55 to go in the first quarter. And Middletown with a 7-0 lead. Let's set the rest of that Hanover defense for you. Across the rest of the interior, it's Justin Neller, nose guard Carl Knoll, and Chad Wagaman. The linebackers are Mitch Aki and Adam Shepler. The monsters, Mike Dubs. The halfbacks, Nick Brosman and Jeremy Killen. And Andrew Bedlion and Chris Johnston will share the safety position. One of the rare sports where the coaches can actually get out on the field with the players, high school football. So you got assistant coaches out there and staff personnel with the water bottles.
We'll take this time to extend an invitation to anyone in the public that would like to become part of ACTV's productions. You might want to be a part of our sports staff, our art staff, our historic production staffs. We are growing. We are turning the talk corner. Call 334-3000.
Thank you, Raymond. The give is to Chartanoff. He gets outside, cuts in nicely, turns the corner and scrambles all the way to the 16-yard line. Gain of 17 for Nick Chartanoff. And now they're going to mark it at the 16, yeah. 17-yard pickup.
Great effort by the defensive end from Hanover. He was there, had the man bounce outside, and it appears that there was 2 missed tackles.
Yeah, Mike Dubbs had a shot at him, and Chartanov finally dragged down another first down for Middletown. 6:30 to go in the quarter. Ebersol in motion. The give is inside to the fullback, Steph Chartanov, and he barrels into the end zone. A 16-yard scoring ramble for George Chartanov. Middletown scoring early and often. 6:20 to go in the first quarter, and they lead 13-0.
Middletown's a well-coached team. The players are here to play. They're well-polished. I think they can taste blood, Jeff. I think they can taste some blood right now.
Going for the early round knockout. And now Nick Chartanov will try this point after. Monroy the holder. It's good.
Extra point kick is up and good. Score. Blue Raiders 14, Hanover Nighthawks nothing.
So Steph Chartanov gets the touchdown, and Nick, his brother, adds the PAT. 14-0 Middletown.
Let's see if the Nighthawks can settle down here, Jeff, on offense and try to sustain some type of gaining of ground.
Well, this was Coach Connor's fear, the fear of self-destruction. We saw it with the turnover and a couple of missed tackles, the early penalties. But, well, they've just been outclassed, outplayed so far by Middletown.
Watch these guys from Middletown come down and watch them lay some licks, Jeff.
Again, it's Killen at the 9. This time he runs right, spins out of a tackle, and finally brought down at about the 28.
One thing you will not see is you will not see a Nighthawk team give up. These individuals here, they have a small squad. You're seeing a lot of people going both ways, but you will not see them give up at all today.
Well, it turns out there are 3 Chartanovs on the team because Justin made the tackle. 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. Brossman split to the near side. Betleon barking the signals. Draw play. Dubs got a couple. Luke Songer in on the stop, along with Brian Sullivan. Pickup of 3 for Dubs. It's 2nd and 7.
Gain of 3, bring up 2nd and 7, ball on the 33-yard line.
Aki in motion, play action, Betleon. Oh, incomplete. Sullivan on the coverage. Pass intended.
Pass intended for Brockman.
Jeremy Killen.
Middletown's an aggressive team. That time there, the referee was talking to some of their players about easing up when the quarterback throws the ball there a little bit.
In danger of a roughing the passer call. Third and 7 for the Hawks with 5:29 to go in the first quarter. Talk to you a little bit after this play about the underwriters of local sports here on ACT. Killen picked up the blitzer. Betleon escaped, underhanded it. Inventive toss, but incomplete, intended for Dubs. And the Nighthawks will have to punt it away again. Local sports brought to you Compliments of the pub and restaurant on the square in Gettysburg, and Labs, Laboratory Analytical and Biological Services, Inc., 405 North Avenue in East Berlin. The pub and restaurant on the square in Gettysburg, open 7 days a week for your enjoyment. Victuals, libations galore. You'll find them all at the pub and restaurant. It's where good friends meet. Laboratory Analytical and Biological Services, Inc., for all your water testing needs and more. Give them a call, 259-6550. Again, it's a low snap, handled by Phillips. Again, a fair catch. Middletown able to cover up.
Again, a fair catch.
1st and 10. That was a 32-yard, or no, make it a only a 22-yard punt. Middletown 1st and 10 at their own 46. Ebersol in motion to the near side. Monroy, the give is to Nick Chartanoff. Cutting, breaking tackles. Killen finally tackled him down at the 28-yard line. 26 yards on the carry for Nick Chartanoff. 1st and 10, Blue Raiders.
Seemed to be a simple counter play right off the guard. All that was determination and lack of tackles.
1st and 10 Raiders, under 5 minutes now in the quarter, trying to build on their 14-0 lead. Tipped at the line. Chad Wagaman got a meat hook on it, couldn't gather it in, and that was almost a disaster for Monroy, so it goes as an incompletion. 2nd and 10, looked like he was trying to hook up with tight end George Perry.
If you'd like to continue to see sports grow for ACTV or in any other program, you might consider being an underwriter. For information, call 334-3000.
2nd and 10.
Looks like there's a timeout.
So Middletown burns their 2nd timeout, and that's, you normally don't want to burn 2 timeouts in the 1st quarter, but in the 1st game of the year, that's a real wise move by Monroy. He wants to avoid a delayed game penalty. They're down close in scoring position. Good heads-up play by the quarterback rather than get a penalty. And he's a senior, so definitely a leader for the Blue Raiders today, Victor Monroy.
You may report to the Nighthawk Souvenir stand at the main gate.
If there's any programs you'd like to see produced for ACTV and you do not want to underwrite it but want to become part of a production team, please give us a call.
That number again, 334-3000.
Break the lead. Thanks. That is the Hanover Booster Club would like to thank its advertisers and patrons who made the printing of the program financially possible this year.
I believe this is the 3rd or 4th year that we've been underwritten by the pub and restaurant, Jeff.
Johnston is now the safety. The give is to the fullback. He's looking for a seam. Good job by the Hanover interior to stack it up. Mitch Yockey in on the play, and Wagaman and Neller really clocked things up in the middle and held Nick Chartanoff, that was Steph Chartanoff rather, the fullback, to a gain of 1 yard.
Big morale booster for the Nighthawks. 3rd down, big play. If they can stop them here, Jeff, they could be getting some momentum back.
3rd and 9. Sullivan split to the near side. Achenbach in motion. Monroy rolling this way, steps up, and he's swarmed under.
Flag on the play there, Jeffrey.
Adam Scheffler on the tackle, well short of 1st down yardage, and now, did he pick up the flag? Holding against Middletown. Can't they decline this penalty? If they decline, it'll bring up a 4th down. And if you're 4th and 9 from the 27 and you're Middletown with a 14-0 lead, you sure don't punt anyway, so maybe they will take the yardage. Yeah, they're going to push him back, hope for maybe a turnover here. So a 10-yard penalty, 10 yards from the scene of the violation. So it goes as a 12-yard penalty.
At this point, you'd be expecting a pass on this play here, Jeffrey.
3rd and 19 for the Blue Raiders. Under 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Ebersol in motion to the near side. Monroy sets up the screen. Oh! Nice job. Phillips nearly picked it and went the distance. Somehow, though, the pass was completed to George Perry, the tight end. That was a tight end screen. He got a couple of yards. Pickup of 2. Call it 4th and 19 as Perry got 2 yards on the screen, but Phillips nearly picked it and went the distance. Shane McIntyre in there now. That linebacker for the Nighthawks. And now they're going to punt it. Nick Chartanoff on the punt. Killen takes it. Good return out to the 24.
Well, the Hawks held them that time. Now if they can get some type of offense established, this could build confidence, and maybe we can see a more competitive game.
27 yards on the Nick Chartanoff punt. Both teams with a lot of players going both ways tonight. Bedlion sends Aki in motion. Now they go to Dubs. Not much room at all for Dubs. Todd Kennedy on the stop. Call it a gain of 1. Actually, he's like a half a yard, but give him a yard for statistical purposes. Todd Chronister working those numbers. Paul Plank providing the lens work. A veritable crew here tonight. Brossman split to the near side. Sullivan, man coverage on him. Killen in motion. Killen around the far side. Stood up after a gain of maybe a yard. That was Achenbach on the tackle.
That was a great job from Middletown's corners coming up and meeting the guy at the line of scrimmage, preventing him from getting outside.
So give Killen a yard. Call it 3rd and 8.
Defensive end for Middletown, strong to play out. Gave the defensive back enough time to come up and put an end to it.
Raymond Gauker on analysis, and I'm Jeff Cook, your play-by-play guy. Hockey in motion. Bedlion looks downfield, up and out. Brossman, oh! Bedlion aired it out. Brossman ran an out and up, and the connection wasn't quite there. It looked like Brossman had a couple steps on him, and instead of leaving him down the field, it kind of went over his outside shoulder, and Brossman couldn't grab it.
Yeah, the opportunity was there to make a big catch, Jeff, if everything would have clicked. They did have the defensive back spinning around, and the offensive player was there. The ball just was overthrown.
So Phillips will punt it away. Sullivan and Achenbach to receive.
Who'd that hit?
That went off somebody. Let's see where they mark it.
Down by Killen.
Called a 29-yard punt for Phillips. And they're going to mark it right at the 45. So Middletown has yet to start a drive inside their own 40. They've had excellent field position, and that's really been the monkey on the Nighthawks' back thus far. They can't get out of the shadow of their own goal line. Ebersol in motion. 1st and 10, Blue Raiders. The pitch to Nick Chartanoff. He breaks the tackle, steps inside of Johnston. Now he's going to reverse his field. Try to outrace Brossman to the end zone, and he does. 55 yards. A one-play scoring drive. Nick Chartanoff on the touchdown. Couple of missed tackles again.
Again, the defensive end got suckered inside, lost containment. The defensive backs for the Hawks failed to come up to the line of scrimmage and make the stick. And then you just have a great athlete running the ball, determined to get to the end zone.
And he'll try to convert his own touchdown. Paul Horning did that a few times, but not too many players run it in and then kick the point after. He's not even breathing hard. So good speed. The kick is good. So last year was 25-0 at the half, and I guess Coach Connor's concerned that it might be worse than that tonight. Still 52 seconds to go in the first quarter. Blue Raiders already with a 3-touchdown lead.
Coach Connors is a great coach. One man that you won't see jumping in the player's face. He sees this as a opportunity to teach the players, keep the morale up, and hope that they can pull something together that they could use for a learning experience.
Well, this is a Class A school, and Middletown in the Mid-Penn too, a tradition of power football, of excellence. So it's a real test for the Nighthawks, but they got blown out last year by Middletown and went on to a 9-2 record and competed in districts. So this will be a big test of not only how they play the rest of this contest, but how they respond next week.
As a football team, if you're going to lose, you want to lose against the great teams, the best teams. It makes you better when you go and play your schedule with people it's on your own scale.
Only 7 seniors on this Hanover team. Last year they had 23 seniors, a senior-dominated squad. So the youth and inexperience definitely being unveiled here today. The kick is taken by Killen. He comes to the near side. Killen finally bumped down. Songer in on the stop, along with Mark Karate, the Karate Kid. Spelled a little differently, but a little poetic license. First and 10 Nighthawks, 44 seconds to go in the first quarter. Brossman split to the near side. Killen in motion, inside reverse to Hockey. Tripped up nicely after a gain of only a couple. That was Glenn Schaefer, stayed at home in his right defensive end position. Now Hockey slipping. Hockey got 2 yards on the carry, so it's 2nd and 8.
You saw the traditional counter by the Nighthawks there. If that's not defended well and people stay home on defense and do their assignment, that could break into a big gainer for the offense. But Middletown played it well.
Second and 8 from their own 28. Brossman again, split to the near side. Killen in the slot. Killen in motion. They give us the Dubs. Not much room at all, and Perry, this excellent middle linebacker, drops Dubs in his tracks for a gain of 1. 3rd and 7.
Nighthawks trying to establish some type of a ground game, having a tough time moving that big line of Middletown.
And the quarter ends. Middletown in control, 21-0. Yeah, let's talk about that interior line for Middletown across the front. Cole and Schaefer, the ends, not huge at 176 and 192, but Gussler and Kennedy, 240 and 210. So, yeah, a little bit of beef there, although Justin Neller goes 305, so he's capable of pushing a few people around. He just needs some of his cohorts to step up here. First quarter's been all Middletown. Hanover yet to get a first down, is that right? And Todd Chronister shaking his head in the affirmative. 3rd and 7. Nighthawks will try to move the chains for the first time of the evening. Next week, we'll be at Southwestern, Mannheim Central versus the Mustangs of Southwestern. And right now, the schedule calls for that to be a Tuesday telecast. We're going to dedicate Monday to the Literacy Council. It's Literacy Day, and it's particularly timely, and we have some footage of Miss America's presentation. So we'll be showing that on Monday night, the 8th. So look for Southwestern hosting Mannheim Central on Tuesday, September 9th. Killing in motion. Bedleon somehow avoids the rush. Not this time, though, and he's sacked back at the 22-yard line.
Bedleon brought down in his own backfield.
We had a defensive man there, Jeff, make penetration, failed to make the tackle. However, gave enough time to break the rhythm of the play up that Nighthawks could not establish.
A loss of 8 on the play.
A chance to throw the ball.
Chris Johnson back in front formation for the Nighthawks.
No, that's not Johnston. That's Phillips.
Right.
Another short punt. Another fair catch. Now, this is one of his better punts of the night, 32 yards. Again, though, great field position for the Blue Raiders. They take over 1st and 10 at their own 46.
We'll see if the Nighthawks defense can come up and stop them here and get the ball back and hopefully get a score before the half is over here.
The only turnover has been that interception in the first drive. Fullback Steph Chartanoff got about 3 or 4 yards.
Flag on the play.
So hold on.
Face mask against Middletown.
No, they're going to move this one back. Steph Chartanoff give him 3 yards on the carry, but now they're going to tack on a penalty from the scene of the infraction. So that's a 15-yard penalty. So forget the play. No yardage for Steph Chartanoff on that. It goes as an 11-yard penalty. Monroy, unbalanced line left. And now, yeah, they jumped.
This is what Nighthawks need here a little bit, Jeff, for the Middletown offense to have a little disruption in their momentum here and use this to their advantage and get the ball back and see if they can get a score here.
Well, that was Logan Holstein who jumped prematurely, so it's now another 5-yard penalty. It's 1st and 26. Nick Chartanoff around the right end. He's got a head of steam. First down. Finally tackled after first down yardage by Shane McIntyre.
Again, we had a situation where the containment was lost on the outside, and after he turned the corner, there was missed tackles, and there's a first down now.
Brought down by McIntyre.
28 yards for Chartanoff and another first down for the Blue Raiders. Hanover has yet to move the chains. Ebersol in motion. Steph Chartanoff, the fullback, absorbed by Justin Neller. He got a couple. Call it 2nd and 8.
Hawks seem to be pretty tough straight up the middle.
Bring up 2nd.
And Adam Schepler in on that stop too the last time. Middletown already going to some of their backups. This is James Souders, split to the near side. Monroy hands off to Nick Chartanoff. Schepler again on the stop. But Chartanoff got a couple of yards, call it a 3-yard pickup.
That time we had the defensive end come up, forced the run to go inside where pursuit was there to make the tackle.
Brought down by McIntyre. Bring up 3rd and 6.
McIntyre on the stop. It's 3rd and 6. Inside reverse to Ebersol, and Neller is there to apply the clamps.
Neller did a great job that time in a misdirection, a double reverse. He stood at his responsibility and just waited till the play came to him, and then he made the tackle, Jeff.
He stayed at home, just like they teach you.
Yes, you do. Everyone has an assignment. You take care of your assignment first, and then you pursue to the ball.
4th and 6. I call that no gain. What'd you have that as, Todd? 1 yard? Okay, they're going to call it a yard gain for Ebersol. So it's 4th and 5, and they punt it away into the end zone. A 37-yard punt for Nick Chartanoff, and a net punt of only 17 yards, but we'll call it a 37-yard punt. 1st and 10 Hanover at their own 20.
Well, that was a series the Hawks can be very proud of. At one time they had Middletown way back, and they made that long first down and then pulled together and held them, Jeff.
Nick Chartanoff has certainly shown some explosiveness here in the first half. He's had a couple of long runs, including the 55-yarder. He's probably close to 100 yards on the night. We'll check that total for you after this already. 7 carries for 136 yards. Not a bad average. It's about 20, almost 20 yards a carry. 2-yard pickup. Who was that on the carry for Hanover? Dubs on the carry. Okay. Call it a yard. So it's 2nd and 9. Johnston split to the near side. Lots of backups in there for the Middletown defense. Betleon to throw, and Johnston tried to keep his feet in. Couldn't do it. Good defense by Todd Kennedy. So now it's 3rd and 9. Aki on the bench being attended to. Looks like a knee or an ankle.
Almost seems as if the Hawks are forced to go with a pass play on this. It seems like they have failed to make any type of running play to make any type of gain for them.
Oh, the passing game hasn't exactly been stellar either. Only 2 completions for 6 yards thus far. Dubs in motion. He's a blocker. Betleon to throw. Gets it to Brosman. Oh. He's close to a first down. Depends where they spot it. He might have it. 9 yards for Brosman on the reception. And maybe Hanover has their first down of the night. Maybe not. It might be about an inch short. It is. It's going to be 4th down and an inch. They have to get to the 30.
Bring up 4th and 1.
And why not go for it, Coach Connor? If you can't make a yard, what's the point?
Those yards get hard to make there, Jeff. But the Hawks really need this. If they can make this, this could be a momentum builder for them. Quarterback sneak behind Betleon. They got to be able to get an inch, and there they go. Good call, Coach Connor. Betleon got a yard. He needed an inch. So Hanover gets their first down of the game with 6:25 to go in the half. With a well-executed pass play, Jeff, by the way. Now let's see if we can pull some more of those out.
1st and 10 Nighthawks at their own 31.
Officials call timeout.
Beautiful night for a football game, Jeff. Beautiful night.
Yeah, sometimes these openers, you never know what to expect. Sometimes the temperature's 90 with high humidity. Fatigue can really be a factor with the small numbers on the rosters, but not tonight. This is an ideal night to play. Killen in motion, and he gets the ball. Nothing doing. Looks like he might have lost a couple. Adam Schaefer made the stop for the Blue Raiders.
I don't know who's the defensive coach for Middletown, but boy, are they well coached. Their players executed extremely well. They saw the run coming outside. Defensive backs came up. Pursuit was there. The defensive end strung it out. Well executed defensive play.
Loss of 2. 2nd and 12. Mike Dungai is the head coach at Middletown. His assistants are Mike Schatz, Jonathan Dickey, Jeff Politis, Pete Fox, and a host of others. Dubs in motion. Inside handoff to Killen. Little spin move. Got him about 3 yards. And that was it. Andy Achenbach on the tackle. Procedure call is going to bring it back. At least that's the prediction of our statistician. Illegal motion, backfield in motion, gonna have to penalize you. Are they gonna decline it? They decline it, so the loss will stand.
Another 3rd down play here, Jeff, with long yardage. We'll probably definitely see a pass here.
We got 3 yards or 2 yards, I guess. He's back to yards.
Give Killen 2 yards, so it's back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. Play action. Betleon with pressure. Oh! Could be interference call. Tim Gutshaw stepped in front of the intended receiver, McLean.
Incomplete.
And there's a flag down on the play. It is interference. And it's going to maybe give Hanover another 1st down.
Big play by their quarterback here, Jeff. He executed his fake handoffs, got the ball turned around, and there was people in his face. He was able to get the ball off without being sacked.
Mark Karate was right, as you say, in his face and bearing down on him like a heat-seeking missile. Good poise by Betleon to unload it under intense pressure. So they pick up the 1st down on the penalty, their deepest penetration, if you will, of the night from their own 44. Betleon is going to be tackled for a loss.
As soon as the ball was snapped there, Jeff, you had 3 of the Middletown defensive linemen about 3 yards deep, messing up the whole timing of the play, and we ended up with a sack.
A loss of 5 for Betleon on the carry. It was Brandon Call who stuck the outside, and then Schaefer and Perry finished them off. So they were not fooled at all by the fake. Again, a good example of staying at home.
Staying at home. One thing we haven't seen was too much firing or blitzing from the defensive linebackers.
Dubs in motion. Bentley on the throw, and Sullivan, oh, not Sullivan. Keith McMickens saw 6, hit him right in the hands, and he would have had a cakewalk into the end zone, and it clanged off his waiting fingertips. 3rd and 14.
Defensive strategy there was not to send anybody, to have most of the defensive backs just hang in the pocket of the receivers, and then just make the break when the ball was thrown, and then work to Middletown advantage.
Well, now they're going to have to go down the field. Brossman split to the near side. 4 minutes and change left in the half. Uh-oh, heavy blitz. Nothing doing. Great play by Cole. The pass complete. 2 dubs, but he lost about 7 yards on the play. A loss of 7. So now another punting situation for Hanover. Phillips will boot it away from his own 33.
Again, on that defensive play, Jeff, we had the penetration by a defensive lineman that just messed the play up. No chance for it to develop.
Phillips has done a nice job of fielding the low snaps, but it's kind of a short punt. Fumble! Interesting development. Steph Chartanoff. Was it Chartanoff or Akabak who fumbled? 39?
This actually makes a situation where the Nighthawks have can actually make a touchdown here with 3 minutes left and go into the halftime with something on the board.
Looked like illegal motion. Killing again with that spin move, and Achenbach looking to atone for the fumble. Makes a tackle. Killen rather got about a foot, so call it a gain of 1. 3rd and 9, or 2nd and 9 rather.
So far in this quarter, I'd have to say that the breaks have been going to the Nighthawks. They've been in a situation for long yardage. They had a penalty play that kept them in. They had a passing play that kept them in. And now the fumble.
2nd and a long 9. Johnson split to the far side. Dubs in motion. Bentley on. Oh, there's a flag. Yeah, the down, out, and up. And Johnston was bumped by Songer, so looks like another interference call might keep this drive alive.
Right there, you had 2 people in the quarterback's face as soon as you let the ball go, and paid the price for throwing it. Nighthawks have a brave man there back there, well poised at the quarterback.
Yeah, Bentley on staying alive, and these penalties are keeping Hanover on the move. A 15-yarder. The Nighthawks a 1st and 10 at the 25 of Middletown. Just outside the 25. Killen in motion. Bentley on gets to the outside. And now lets it fly. There's a flag on the play. Incomplete. Chris Greening, intended receiver. Bentley on really has done a good job of avoiding the rush. And now the play is going to be against, or the penalty rather, against Hanover. 2:06 to go in the half. Thanks to our fine sponsors, the Pub and Restaurant on the Square in Gettysburg, and Labs, Laboratory Analytical and Biological Services, Inc., 405 North Avenue, East Berlin, for all your water treatment and testing needs, 259-6550. A 5-yard penalty for Hanover, so it's 1st and 15 at the 30.
Still enough time to get a touchdown here in the half here, Jeff.
Excellent team defense by Middletown thus far. The only thing that has hurt them has been the penalties. Draw play.
Another flag, Jeff.
Steph Chartanoff stacked up dubs for no gain, but let's see what the laundry's all about.
There, we've had the Nighthawks go to the ground. They've been passing there for a while and trying to mix it up a little bit. Again, against the Hawks, they're in a sense self-destructing here, Jeff.
Illegal formation, 6 men on the line of scrimmage against the offense. 5 yards. Replay the deck.
One of the linemen not on the line. So Sherman's march to the sea in reverse here as Hanover keeps shooting itself in the foot with these penalties. 1st and 20. Inside handoff to Killen, and Cole with the tackle. Killen got about 3 yards. Call it a yard.
Here we had a counter. The play started to the left, came back to the right, only to meet a well-disciplined defensive tackle who stood his ground and waited for the play to come to him.
2nd and 19, ball spotted on the
2nd and 19, clock running, 1:10 to go in the half. Betleon again in the face of the rush. Threw it incomplete again. There's a flag down.
Betleon's pass intended for Johnson, incomplete. There is a flag on the
Illegible receiver downfield. One of the linemen was releasing for whatever reason.
If you notice, all the pass plays from the Hawks are real quick.
Well, that penalty was declined, so it remains 3rd and 19. .58 seconds to go.
Bring up 3rd and 19, ball on the 34-yard line.
58 seconds. I believe the Hawks had the ball here most of the second quarter here, Jeff.
Killen in motion. They go straight ahead to Dubs. Not much room at all. Cole again on the stop. He got a couple. Called a gain of 2.
This situation pretty much guarantees a pass play coming up.
4th and long with 30 seconds to go in the half. Johnston in, Brossman out. The Hawks have one more shot at it. Straight drop for Betleon, trying to get outside. And he's sacked. Schaefer with the sack.
Great defensive play there, Jeff. Man came upfield, contained the quarterback, and then just had him for lunch.
A loss of 17, so Middletown takes over on downs with 6 seconds to go. And they're at the midfield stripe. So look for a little Hail Mary action, or else they'll just run out the clock.
6 seconds to play in the half.
Betleon and Johnston deep for the Nighthawks. Timeout Hanover. Well, that's a good idea to have 11 men on the field. They only had 10, and you hate to give up a touchdown in the last 6 seconds because you don't have enough men on the field. So, wise timeout for the Nighthawks.
Yes, we have mistakes from both sides of the ball here tonight, Jeff. You can tell that it's the first game, and it's early in the season, of course, and I'm sure there's a little bit of excitement from all the individuals out there, but you got to be disciplined. You can't make mistakes if you're going to win these games, especially when you're playing a giant like Middletown.
Definitely on-the-job training for Coach Connor's young Nighthawks here this evening. Quite a learning experience. Sometimes you learn the hard way. And they give it to Steph Chartanoff right up the middle. He got about 14 yards on the last play from scrimmage, and that'll do it. So it's halftime here at Shepherd Myers Field, and it's been all Middletown. They lead the Nighthawks 21-0.
21, the Hanover Nighthawks, nothing.
Got one already. Or actually, I had 3.
You had 3 of them.
We'll pause for the second half to get underway. Carl Knoll will kick it away for Hanover to our right. Triumvirate of receivers, Achenbach, Chartanoff, and Sullivan to our left. The first half totally dominated by the Blue Raiders of Middletown. You wouldn't know it by the first down totals. Middletown 5 first downs, Hanover 3, but 2 of those came by virtue of penalty. The telling statistic, though, total yards, 217 for Middletown, -10 for Hanover. It's a short kick. Achenbach takes it at about his own 22, runs it straight ahead. Johnston dragged him down at the 40.
Anxious to see what kind of adjustments Coach Connor made here so that the defense can hold Middletown, Jeff.
Middletown will start from its own 39, probably its poorest field position of the game.
Start the ball from their own 39-yard line.
Tight end Perry to the near side. Sullivan split to the far. Straight drop for Monroy. Goes to Perry, the big tight end. Finally dragged down at the 30, or rather the 28-yard line. Killen and Bedleon combined for the stop. 32 yards, make it 33 yards on the play.
Well executed play coming out. They're opening it up. They're going to the air.
George Perry, 6'3", 225 senior, and you can tell he's got some speed too. So a combination of size and speed, a lot of the big schools looking at George Perry, and you see why on that play. 1st and 10, Blue Raiders at the Hanover 28. Just underway here in the 3rd quarter. We will be shutting down during timeouts to save tape. Might not have any post-game interviews either, depending on the length of the second half. Straight ahead to Steph Chartanoff. He fumbled the ball. It looks, though, like he got it back. Wagaman collaborating on the stop with Jeremy Keller, and Steph Chartanoff got 3 yards and was able to recover his own fumble.
Hanover maintaining a strong left side on the defense when you go straight at them.
2nd and 7 from the Hanover 26. Jeff Cook along with Ray Gauker, Paul Plank, and Todd Chronister. Local high school football action here on ACT. Nick Chartanoff picks up a 1st down. Finally tackled on the far side by Adam McLean. 9 yards on the carry. Let's see where they spot it. Yeah, 9 yards on the carry. So it's 1st and 10 from the 17. Middletown marching inexorably goalward. Steph Chartanoff off the left side. Got a couple. Shepler on the tackle, but Chartanoff got about 5. 2nd and 5.
Bring up 2nd and 6, ball started on the 13-yard line.
Adam Swain into the contest, split to the near side. Sullivan in motion. The give to Chartanoff. Inside the 10 to about the 9. That was Nick Chartanoff. Justin Neller in on the stop. Third and about 2. So call it a 3-yard pickup for brother Nick. Perry into the contest along with Ashley Lytle. Swain hustles off.
Nice challenge for the defense here, Jeff. Third down, couple yards.
Play action to George Perry. That's my prediction. Incorrect. They go straight ahead to fullback Steph Chartanoff. He's down close to the 5. It's going to be first and goal. See where they spot it. A 5-yard gain for Steph Chartanoff.
We're seeing a very fired up and determined offense here with Middletown.
First and goal, call it the 6. Steph Chartanoff into the line, pulled back by Justin Neller. Got maybe a yard or 2. See where they spot it. It's going to be inside the 5. Give it a yard, call it a yard for Chartanoff. Still second and goal, just inside the 5-yard line.
Hawks are not giving up, Jeff. They're giving resistance.
Unbalanced line left. Nick Chartanoff cruises into the end zone for his second score of the contest. 4 yards on the touchdown scoring play, and it's 27-0. So Middletown back on the board after a scoreless second quarter, and Nick Chartanoff already with 14 points in the contest. He'll try to tack on point number 15 if he can convert this point after. No good. He quailed it right. 7:58 to go in the third. We'll pause. Songer will boot it away. Killen is deep. Killen's been one of the bright spots for Hanover with his kick returns. He's had several pretty fine returns. This kick is going to go out of bounds. So good job by Killen to let it trickle out of bounds, and Hanover will start 1st and 10 at their own 35.
Spin-off kick goes out of bounds. Flag.
What kind of penalty are you? I wouldn't care. Yeah.
First and 10 from the 35-yard line. Betleon has his instructions from Coach Connor. Special thanks to our underwriters, Laboratory Analytical and Biological Services, Inc. That's Labs. 409 North Avenue, Suite 5, P.O. Box 836, East Berlin, PA. For all your water testing needs. Inside handoff to Killen on the double reverse. Dragged down from behind by Perry. Perry starting to make an impression here in the second half. He had a long gain at the end of the first half. Well, that was this quarter, actually. So Perry coming on calls the signals as well. No gain on the play.
Very close to an exchange fault there. Very close to a fumble.
Both teams have been pretty sure-handed, though, for a season opener. The pigskin hasn't been rolling around too much on the carpet. Hockey in motion. Oh, Brossman can't hold it. Well thrown by Bedleon. Tried to plunk it right in there, and Brossman just couldn't gather it in. 3rd and 10 for the Nighthawks. 27-0 Middletown.
Brossman incomplete. Bring up 3rd and 10 to the 35-yard line.
Killen in motion. Inside handoff to Hawkey. He got maybe a yard. Schaefer is there to repel him. Along with Todd Kennedy. Call it a gain of a yard. And it's going to be 4th and 9.
4th and 9 for the Nighthawks.
Again, the Nighthawks try to come back with a counter. Well-disciplined Middletown defense stays put, and lets the play come to them.
Phillips will punt it away. Line of scrimmage at the 37. Left-footed kicker. Deep kick. Sullivan, fair catch at the 34. Good punt, a 33-yarder for Phillips. And Middletown takes over 1st and 10, just inside its own 35-yard line.
7-yard line. The Raiders ball, 1st and 10 from their own 37. Second ball spotted on the 34-yard line.
That's all right, Mr. PA. We all make mistakes. You're only off by 3 yards. 1st and 10, Blue Raiders. Incomplete, intended for Swain. 2nd and 10. Local sports on ACT. Every Monday 7 to 9, except for next week when it'll be on Tuesday night 7 to 9. But normally we say the perfect prelude to Al, Frank, and Dan. And coming up after this contest on ABC, Cowboys, Steelers. Should be a good one. Will Slash respond? Straight ahead. Maybe a yard. Let's see who had the carry. Might be a backup in there. No, it was Steph Chartanoff for a yard. Call it 2. 2 yards on the carry. Neller and company on the stop. Clock running now, under 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. We're also underwritten by the Pub and Restaurant on the Square in Gettysburg. Special thanks to Chronister's Barbershop, new location 25 Main Street in Biglerville. Providing our analyst here tonight. Monroy complete to Ebersole. He had the touchdown in the first drive, and that's complete for a gain of 14 yards. Dubs in on the stop. In Hanover territory at the 49.
49-yard line, 1st and 10, Blue Raiders.
So Johnston and Phillips both in there at the defensive secondary position now. Betleon saving his efforts for offense, and he's been much harried tonight. Ebersole on the end around. Stood up out there by Dubs and finally swarmed under. He got maybe a yard. We'll see where they spot it.
Good job by the Nighthawks ends and defensive backs, stringing it out, coming up and making the play.
So Dubs and Shepler hold Ebersole to a yard, 2nd and 9. Ebersole in motion this way. To give us to Steph Chartanoff. Hurdles his way out near a first down. Shane McIntyre upends him. Looks like he's going to be about a yard shy. Call it 8 yards on the gain for the fullback, and he's a bruiser.
Another missed tackle at the line of scrimmage would have prevented the gain.
3rd and a yard from the Hanover 41.
3rd and 1 for the Blue Raiders.
Look for the reserves to play extensively in the 4th quarter for Middletown. Looked like Steph Chartanoff again picked up the first down.
Steph going off the ball carrier. Picked up the necessary yardage for the first down.
He got about 4 on the carry.
In there by Miller and company. Ball spotted now on the Nighthawk 37-yard line.
Simple offensive play, just took it right at him, Jeff.
1st and 10. Eversole in motion. Monroy pitches to Nick Chartanoff. Good job of closing on the near side by the cornerback, Jeremy Killen. Held Chartanoff to a gain of 4. Call it 2nd and 6.
Yes, quick pitch, Jeff. Corner saw it, came up, made a beautiful tackle.
Gain of 4, bring up 2nd and 6 to the 33-yard line.
Let's talk about the offensive line for Middletown after this play. They've had an excellent effort here, opening some huge holes. Play action, Monroy looking for Perry. Incomplete. Johnston closed in a hurry. Well, let's give some credit to the interior line for Middletown.
Intended for George Perry. Bring up 3rd and 6.
The centers, Todd Huber. The guards, Pete Caro and Steve Gussler. The tackles, Todd Kennedy and Corey Dunahee. And George Perry, the excellent tight end. 3rd and 6. Perry to the near side. Swain split to the far. Chartanoff brothers are the backs. Eversole in motion. The give is to Steph Chartanoff. Tackled from behind by McLean. Picked up a couple. It's going to be 4th and about 2. Call it 4th and 3. So a pickup of 3 for Chartanoff.
Brought down by McLean.
For a defensive player, this is one of those situations, Jeff, that you really look forward to, where it's 4th down and you could stuff them. It's a great challenge.
4th and 3, under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. Monroy straight ahead to Steph Chartanoff. Fouled his line. Tripped up by Dubs and a host of Hawks. Neller in there as well. He got 5 yards on the carry and another first down.
That offensive line just came right out the snap and just blew the defensive lineman back. This is a time of the game where you begin to see your two-way players wear down.
You just saw the surge of the line, too. Unbalanced line left, and they go left behind Nick Chartanoff. Sidesteps his way. McLean finally corralled him at about the 7. 20-yard gain for Nick Chartanoff. That's about his average.
Again, we've seen what's been plaguing the Nighthawks tonight. Containment wasn't kept on the outside and missed tackles.
1st and goal from the 6 for the Blue Raiders.
Unofficially, Nick Chartanoff 176 yards rushing in 3 quarters. Not a bad effort. So give the line lots of credit. Steph Chartanoff off left tackle inside the 5 to about the 3. Dubs tripped him up. McLean out there as well. 2nd and goal from the 3. Nick Chartanoff with a couple of touchdowns. Steph Chartanoff with one and Ebersol with one. So they get balance in the Chartanoff household. Look for Steph to get it again here. Maybe off tackle to the left side. Off balance left. And they go left. And he surges into the end zone. 3-yard score for Nick Chartanoff. Not a bad call, huh?
Not a bad call, Jeff. Just taking it right at him, pushing him back, making it seem easy, Jeff.
They go with that unbalanced line to the left side, and they follow those extra blockers. 3 yards to pay dirt. Steph Chartanoff takes it in with 3 seconds to go in the third.
At this time, we're seeing a worn-down Hanover Nighthawk team with a whole quarter yet to go.
Not a lot of reserves to put in there either. Nick Chartanoff will try to tackle on the point after out of the hold from Monroy. Kick is up. It's good. 34-0. 3 seconds to go in the quarter. Some of the fans have already started to head for the exits. 34-0 Middletown. We'll pause. Songer wearing out that right leg, kicking off with great frequency. Killen's had a lot of activity on the returns. He'll take this one at about the 7. Comes to the near side, looking for a seam and dragged down from behind. Inside the 20-yard line. Excellent special coverage by Zach Daly. And the quarter comes to an end, mercifully. 12 minutes of learning experience to go for the Hanover Nighthawks. They trailed 34-0. We'll pause. Yeah. First and 10. Killen with some running room. Ebersol combines on the stop with Adam Schaefer. And Killen got a couple.
Brought down by.
Called a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Defensive back was a little cushionly there. Should have came up and made the play.
Cushionly?
Cushionly, yep. That's a pretty good word, isn't it, Jeff?
You're an inventor, my man. You just invented a word.
That's
excellent.
What I like about American. That's what I like about English there, Jeff.
Oh, I think you ought to call it American.
We'll call it Adams County, and how about that?
Yeah. Amen, brother. Dub's got a couple.
School has started, hasn't it, there, Jeff?
Yeah, let's have a little headline contest. Think about it, gentlemen, and we'll have you suggest a headline for the game. 2 yards on the carry for Dubs. Credit Mark Karate with a stop. 3rd and 5.
Going to be a long fourth quarter here for the Hawks to see if they can keep it together and move the ball.
Bedlion finds Brosman. Brosman! It with a seam. Big play. Closing speed by Songer.
And a flag.
And it looks like maybe a face mask. They might tack on some yards after that.
There is a flag on the play.
46 yards. Yeah, from the 25. Yeah, 41 yards for Brosman. Songer, though, in his zeal to bring Brosman turfward, grabbed the face mask, and they tack on 15 or 10 yards more. So Hanover, 1st and 10, inside the 20 at the 19. Bedlion has been courageous here tonight. Certainly no lack of heart for the young quarterback. He's been beleaguered all evening. He's back to throw again. Complete. Again, it's Songer on the stop. Dubs with the catch. Got about 6 yards on the carry. Call it 5. It's 2nd and 5.
Be nice to see the Hawks pull something together here and get on the board.
Bring up 2nd and 5. Ball spotted on the 15-yard line.
Inside handoff to Dubs. He's close to a first down. Looks like he's going to be just short. 4 yards on the carry for Dubs. It's 3rd and 1.
Hawks are beginning to move it in the air and moving it on the ground.
Well, last year's final was 34-7. So a lot of similarities. I wasn't here last year or at Middletown, but some mistakes early on. Middletown capitalized and Hanover got way behind. Dubs, 1st and goal at the 4. Finally brought down by Adam Schaefer.
Brought down by Schaefer.
6 yards on the carry for Dubs. So Nighthawks knocking on the door.
I was going to step across that court and I chickened it.
Not much room at all. Dubs stacked up. Lost 2 yards on the play. And Songer there to make the stop. Songer's made some big plays here in the second half. 2nd and goal from the 6. Johnston split to the near side. Betleon. He's got running room and he's in. Andrew Betleon scores standing up. And the Hanover faithful finally have something to cheer about. Phillips under pressure, gets a block. And that's as far as it goes as Cole made the tackle. So it's 34-6. Big play on that drive was the 41-yard completion to Brosman. 10 yards tacked on for face mask. So with 7:53 to go in the contest, the Nighthawks are on the board, but they trail Middletown 34-6. So the Chartanoffs are almost off the charts. A little wordplay with their rushing totals. Each of the brothers has 2 touchdowns. And Monroy to Eversole for the other score. And now Betleon with a 6-yard scamper on the option. Finally puts the Nighthawks on the board.
Right, Jeff.
Thank you for your concise and cogent commentary, Raymond Gauker, ACT's founder, and we finally got him in the booth. Kicked off by Noel Eversole at the 12. Cuts to the outside. Finally tackled by Brosman and Sean Hare. 1st and 10 Middletown, 7:45 to go in the contest. they start the action from their own 31.
Well, it's nice to see the Hawks on the board. There'll be a lot of substitutions now, and both sides should be able to equal out a little bit. There'll be great opportunities for the young ball players who are not that good to start, but it'll make a very interesting remainder of the game.
Tim Gutschall now in there at quarterback. So Monroy's probably finished as the second backfield is in there now for Middletown, and they immediately need to burn a timeout. So we'll pause.
Going back in, 1st and 10, ball spotted on the 31-yard line.
Andy Achenbach is now at the fullback position. Oh, tight end moved. That was the backup to Perry, Ashley Lytle, a junior, and it's going to be 1st and 15.
Penalties might be something we see a lot of here, Jeff. That's a common mistake that these fresh, young ball players will make when they first come in a game.
Get a little excited out there. Friday night lights and all, in front of a big crowd.
Being a sophomore.
1st and 15, Gutschall at the helm. Schaefer is tackled for a loss. McLean in on the stop.
Good job by the young Hawks. They had the defensive end up to force the ball carrier inside. Unfortunately, he missed a tackle, but he had 2 of his fellows there to help.
He lost 8 on the carry. Sean Hare also in on the tackle. 2nd 18. I don't think Gutschall is going to put the ball up too often in this situation, just because I think Middletown will be content to just try to run out the clock here if they can. If they have to punt it away, so be it. Neller and Hare on a tackle, another loss. That time it was Achenbach. Caught a no gainer, 3rd and 18.
What year is this for our sports broadcast now, Jeff?
Actually, it might be the 8th year. I think we've done every year in the 90s, so this would be our 8th year of local high school football action on ACT. It's a labor of love, and we'll be in your living room every Monday, except for next week. Don't forget, we go to Tuesday night, a special Southwestern and Manheim Central. That should be a fine game. Schaefer is the one back to have, but in that case, he only got about 3 yards. Tackled by McIntyre. And now Middletown will have to punt it away.
Brought down by McIntyre.
We're looking for individuals to volunteer time to go out and film sporting events of their favorite teams, or children teams, or school teams, or whatever. If you're interested in helping us expand our sports broadcasting, please call 334-3000.
Thank you, as the late, great Rex Barney would say. Oh, Killen luckily falls on it. 26-yard punt for Middletown, and the Hawks again have excellent field position. 5:27 to try to get this thing a little closer and make the final score somewhat respectable. And Phillips will now be at the controls. Mark Phillips, 6-foot sophomore quarterback. So Betleon is through for the night. Not gaudy stats, but a courageous effort by Betleon. Played pretty well, scored the only touchdown, and faced tremendous pressure all night long. Phillips is dragged down by Cole, and Cole's had a monster game. You know, everybody talks about Curry, but Brandon Cole at 5'10", 176 pounds has had a big effort defensively. How about the name the headline contest? Any suggestions?
On the 30-yard line
Well, maybe this contest won't get off the air. Get off the ground, rather. That was a 10-yard loss for Phillips. 2nd and 20. Killen in motion. Phillips also left-handed. Oh, Johnston was wide open. 10 yards behind Schaefer, and Phillips with just a little too much air under it. But boy, Johnston was out there.
With their second team in, they're not afraid to try complicated plays and putting the ball up in the air. It would have been sweet if he could have caught it and put some more points on there for the Hawks, but maybe next time.
Rossman off the bench with a play from Coach Connor. Rossman had most of the total offense for Hanover on that one reception where he caught a little slant pattern, split the defense, and finally was run down from behind. Phillips, a little slant, and it's intercepted by Schaefer, and now well, look, I guess they're going to call it interception and a fumble recovered by Ebersole. So 1st and 10 Blue Raiders. I'm not sure he had the ball, though. It looked like I might have just called that incomplete.
I would tend to agree with you there, Jeff. It didn't seem like if he had it, he didn't have control of it.
So Schaefer gets credit for the interception. 1st and 10 Blue Raiders at their own 45. Timeout Middletown. That's just to get organized. They send a host of new players in there, including Steve Selcher at quarterback. Yeah.
These are one of these situations where, as a coach, you try to get as many people in the game as you can.
Well, I think it's great. You've seen a successful program. Sam Leedy does it at Gettysburg. Coach Seidenstricker over at Southwestern. You get in these games where you have the game in hand, and you get your second and third string players some valuable minutes. They get to execute under the Friday night lights, and then when their number is called, next year maybe, or even in 2 years, they've at least had some seasoning and they're ready to go.
As a coach, it does come back to help you, and as a player, you really appreciate it because you're out there bouncing your head all summer and going through the doubles and the heat and everything. You deserve to be out there.
Exactly, exactly. These players work hard, and why not get them some minutes? 1st and 10 at their own 45. Selcher hands it off to number 21. He's met at the line for no gain. That was Derek Hughes on the carry. Nice job by the defensive line. Michael Smith spearheaded the charge for the Nighthawks, 2nd and 10.
Here's the ball carrier brought down by Miller. Going to change the quarterback for the Blue Raiders. He's number 5, Steve Shocker.
Selcher gives it again to Hughes. Again, no gain. Again, it's Michael Smith dominating his man. But you want to talk about the battle in the trenches, definitely won by Middletown here tonight.
No doubt. At halftime, we were standing down while the Middletown came out of the locker room, and they have some impressive-looking ball players, Jeff, on their side.
Backup split end James Souders to the near side. 3rd and 10. Motion. And the give is to number 28 off the right side. He's finally dragged down inbounds. They'll keep the clock running. He got a few. That was Joe Meise, M-E-I-S-E. Or I think it's pronounced Meese. Yeah, Meese. And Meese got 7 yards.
4th and 3.
4th down and 3, and they'll go for it here, which makes sense. Try to get a 1st down and just run out the clock. So Middletown's going to prevail against Hanover for the 2nd year in a row by a very similar score. Last year 32-7. This year 34-7. Adam McLean with a sack. Selcher dropped for a loss. of 8 yards, and Hanover will take over on downs.
There's a happy individual. Jeff gets to play tonight. Number 80 comes in and has a sack. On the defense, probably isn't anything better than being able to grab the quarterback and slam him down on the ground.
Well, McLean only goes 140 pounds, so there's a big difference between playing against Middletown's first string and their third string, and Hanover's enjoying this right now. They're getting to do a little bit of the punishing instead of being the punished. So this will build up their stamina. Phillips, oh, right through the hands of Dubs. 2nd and 10 with 2:11 to play.
Again, the defense was in his face. He had to get the ball, get rid of it. It was catchable. Unfortunately, it wasn't.
Let's talk about players of the game on offense and defense. My choice, you got to get a name from Middletown. I'm going to go with Cole on defense and Nick Chartanoff on offense. Are my votes anyway for players of the game. I'll come back for your selections after this play, Ray. Killen in motion, gets the handoff, cuts inside, still on his feet to about the 38. So he picked up 6 yards. Call it a 5-yard carry. And it's 3rd and 5.
I have to agree with you there, Jeff. In the mid-pen, we have 2 real fine ball players. However, I would like to mention the quarterback for Hanover as being a courageous young man and a very gifted young man.
So Andrew Betleon, no doubt, learned a lot tonight, and we'll put him in good stead through the rest of the season. Phillips drops back and lets it go. Interference. Brossman interfered with by Swain, and we'll see where they spot it. 1:23 to go. Phillips showing that he can air the thing out. Interesting for Hanover, 2 quarterbacks, and they're both southpaws.
Defensive back was all but having a piggyback ride there on the receiver there, Jeff.
So that's just a 15-yard penalty. It doesn't go to the spot of the foul, which helps Middletown. 1:23 to go. Hanover picks up another first down by virtue of penalty. It's mop-up time here. Hanover has time for a few more plays. Johnston split to the near side. Dubs in motion, or rather, that was Shepler in motion, and they fumbled it, but Killen able to fall on it. So Killen loses 3 on the carry. It's 2nd and 13.
Bring up 2nd and 12 from the 28-yard line.
Well, on behalf of Adams Community Television, we want to thank you and your crew, Jeff, for continuing to bring sports to the community and highlighting our youth and showing the positive role models that they are on the fields and on the courts and on the mats.
Phillips still on his feet. Oh, nice job by Phillips to elude the rush, and had Dubs at about the 15. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 12.
It was a catchable ball too, Jeff. There were some athletic moves there on that individual's behalf.
Yeah, Phillips shed a tackle, and somehow it looked like you wondered how he's going to get that off. He's rolling to his right, throwing back across his body, and threw a pretty nice ball that was catchable, and Dubs just couldn't hold on. 38 seconds to go. Oh, intercepted. McLean got leather on it, deflected it, and that was reeled in by James Crinity. So Crinity with a pick, and 32 seconds to go. Blue Raiders will just run out the clock.
A little bit of a heartbreak. You actually wanted to see the Hawks pull it off and make another score. And what's nice is watching their second team run some of these sophisticated plays that the first team is running.
Well, a couple of handoffs, and this one will be in the books. So congratulations, Nick Chartanoff and George Cole, our players of the game. And nothing against Perry. He's going to get a lot of accolades as the season progresses, but Cole stepped up tonight on defense, and Nick Chartanoff, hard to argue with his 176-yard rushing. A kneel down for Selcher, lost a couple. Selcher for -3 on the carry, and that should do it. And so for cameraman Paul Plank, statistician Todd Chronister, and my special guest Raymond Gowker, it's been a pleasure being with you here tonight. Parting thoughts, Ray?
Well, I just thank you for the opportunity of being out here in this gorgeous night here, Jeff, and good luck through your sports season this year.
That'll do it. Final score, Middletown 34, Hanover 7. For Todd Chronister, Paul Plank, and my special guest Raymond Gowker, this is Jeff Cook saying, see you next Tuesday night, sports fans. Good night.